That's what we're looking at, right? This is one of the most popular type of trick questions that you're gonna see probably every year or one, right? So sometimes they're going to ask us to solve things like this, right? Any ideas how we could solve something like that? Based on what we learned so far. How can we solve something like 2 cos theta plus 3 sin theta to 1? Remember, all our identities are cos squared and sin squared and those things, right? But any ideas how we could solve something like this? How we can do? Square both sides? Okay, we could probably square everything, but it'll become a little tedious. What else we could probably do? Right? What we're going to have to learn to do now is you see this side here? We are going to have to write it like this. R cos theta plus alpha or something, or R sin theta. We need to find a way to write it like this, which is much easier for us to solve. All right? So today, we're going to learn how to convert A cos theta plus B sin theta in the form R sin theta plus alpha. So we're going to learn to take questions like this and write it like this. Real easy. All right? So here what you do. So there's something I want to remember, right? Let's say I gave you R. Let's say I gave you this. R sin theta plus alpha. If I expand this, what will I get? If I expand this, what will I get? I'll get R sin theta cos alpha. Remember compound formula, right? R sin theta plus alpha plus R sin alpha cos theta. Okay? Yeah? If I expand this, I'll get this. Everybody with me? Right? You're just looking at the rule for sin A plus sin B, right? And now I want to make this equal to this. And I want to write it just like that. Watch this, right? So what we are gonna do? So let's see if I could compare what we just expanded. Let's see if we could compare it to this. A cos theta plus B sin theta. I want to compare this to this, right? I just making a little switch, right? Because I have cos first, theta, I just write in this term first. Right? So it's easier for you to see what I'm gonna do, right? Yeah. R sin theta cos alpha. All right? So we have this here. I want to make these two equal. So the only way I can make these two equal is if A is equal to this. Y'all see that? And if B is equal to this. So after I compare, I would have seen that A is equal to R sin alpha, and I would see that B is equal to R cos alpha. R cos alpha. That's all right? Yeah. So now all I have to do is to figure out what's R and what is alpha. Right? R is simple. R, and I could show you via Pythagoras, but R is always A squared plus B squared. The hard part is to find alpha. If I use these two and I divide them, what will I get? If I divide them, I'll get A over B is equal to what? The R's will cancel. Sin and cos is what? So can I find alpha? Yeah. So alpha is equal to the square, alpha is equal to tan inverse A on B. So in short, if I want to write this like this, all I have to do is to find R, which is A squared plus B squared, square root of that. and alpha is tan inverse A on B. And that's it. Right? And if I do that, this equal to whatever value is very easy to solve. Are you okay with that? Right? So in short, this is what you have to do. To convert this to this, you have to find R and you have to find R. And now when it looks like this, if I make this equal to 1, it's very easy to solve. All right, and we'll do some in a little while. Copy it up. Right, while you're writing, there's something I want to know, right? Probably asking, right? Now I know a little help. Based on what we just learned, right? And everything we know about tricks and it. What do you think is maximum value? What's the maximum value of A plus theta plus B sine theta? And I'm going to ask, and then I'm going to ask, what's the minimum value? What's the minimum value of think about it, right? Think about this. Remember, we just write it like this. So don't think about this version. Think about what's the maximum value of this. Wherever you're getting there. Close. What note? What's the maximum value of R sine theta plus alpha? Think of your graphs. Think how you get to draw it. What's the biggest value to go up to? What's the biggest value R sine theta plus alpha go up to? Copy on the other. Very fast. Now you leave it. On the one there. I don't say one there. How we talk? Adam, what's the maximum value of R? All right. What's the maximum value of sine theta? 1, right? What's the maximum value of 2 sine theta? What's the maximum value of 5 sine theta? So, what is the maximum value of R sine theta plus alpha? Right? So, the maximum value of this, they could use this as R. What's the minimum value? Minus R. Okay? Right? Think of this. What's the max value of sine? What's the maximum value in the sine theta graph? The biggest value sine theta. It's 1. Remember? Sine graph goes up to 1 and comes up, right? So what will be the biggest value at 2 sine theta? 3. Right? Are you okay with that? Yeah. So right, suppose I wanted now Nathan. Suppose I wanted Nathan, I don't want to write it like this anymore. Is there any other way I could write it? Is there any other way I could write E cos theta plus B sin theta? Could I use any other identity? Huh? Somebody can help them? Well, we could probably write it in. Or what? Think of which identity will expand out and allow us to compare this cos and sine. Which one? Any ideas? Look back at the compound angles. Look back at the compound formula. Compound angles formula. Which one has cos theta, sine theta, and very important, a plus sign in the middle? Which one? No, we already used sine A plus 1. Which one again? Plus. Plus what? A plus B. A minus B. The signs must be the same, right? The signs must be the same. So let's see if it will work out. If I expand r cos theta minus alpha, I will get r cos theta cos alpha plus r sin theta sin alpha. And then if I compare this with this, right? If I compare it, you will see the same thing. A is equal to what? R cos alpha, and B is equal to R sin alpha. You see that? When I compare, so now I know that R cos alpha is A, R sin alpha is B. Right? R no change. R is always there. R is always that. What would alpha be? What would alpha be? Tan inverse what? It's the opposite, right? So it will be tan inverse A on B. No, wait, sorry. It'll be B on E. Sine over cos is B over A. Are you okay with that? Question. Is this the only way to find alpha? Look at all the things that we have here. Is this the only way to find alpha? Textbooks will use this, right? But there's a next way as well. Anybody besides Adam? Want to try? There's a next way for us to find alpha. Here. Yeah. Very good. Alpha is sine inverse B on R. If you do this and this, you'll get the same thing. Right? So you could find tan or you could come right here and work it out. Textbooks have this. right? But this also gives you the exact answer. All right? Right. We did A cos, we did, right? Let's do a minus now. Right. I want some help. I want to know how to write this in one of the forms, this in one of the forms. Pay attention to the sign and pay attention to what's in front. Right? So tell me what form I could write this in and what form I could write this in. Right? I showed you two, you do two. Right? So when you question, they normally tell you what they can go to them, right? But there are some years that they don't tell you anything. Right, so you want to get some guess? You know, you got some guess? What we're going to use for this one? Can we use these two? Can we use these two? No, because this expansion have a plus, this have a plus. Can I use these two? You ask them, you are putting. You ask him right now. Yeah. Which one will work? Which one here will work? You have to work it out, yeah? You have to work out what's out. If you want here, I just want to know which one to use. Grabbing my own. It's an anything? That's good. Which one will work? Sine, cos. Which one has cos theta plus and a minus sign? Which compound rule? R cos theta plus alpha. Then which one has a minus and sine plus? R sine. Right? Make sure the signs match up and make sure the first part of the expansion matches up. Otherwise, you'll end up in problems with sine and thing. Right, Jordan? As I said, normally they tell you what to convert it to. But if they don't, you have to be able to do it. All right? Copy it down. Copy it down and let's try a few. So what you're seeing here is a full question, right? Actually, I gotta make you do everything. Wait, only I will work. No? Sign A plus B plus C or something. Anybody do it? Although we got no test Monday. All right, let's give this one a try. I will help you shortly, right? But I feel you can do the whole thing for yourself. So if you look here, this is 2000 so something, right? I don't know, 18 or 17 or else. Right? All right. I'll come by you now. So watch this here. Here we have one, right? I just put it one for you. 1 cos x plus 2 sine x, and they want us to write it in this form. So to write it in this form, what do we need to find? R and alpha, right? So we need to find R and alpha using the formulas I gave you. All right? Right? There's no need to memorize this because I don't think step 1 and 2 are hard, right? I don't think it's this difficult for you to write this and compare, right? I don't want you to memorize it because what has happened sometimes is that instead of writing cos first, they write sine first. So then this will flip, right? So you don't have to memorize it. Once you know how to get it, it's easy, right? So do my favor on part 1, find R and alpha, and then see if we can put it together to find part 2. Right? And then we'll do part 3 together. So find R and alpha, and then we will do part 2. By the way, working in most of the times it's working the no work in radians. Right? So we're gonna work in radians. When you expand this, you will get R sine theta cos alpha. So when they compare, sine x, so you will get R cos alpha to be minus. You can look at it one way, you don't want to look at it. Right, hopefully you're done with R already. R is the square root of 1 squared plus 2 squared root 5. I want you to find alpha. Remember, alpha is a cube, so it's always first quadrant. That's why we don't want it negative. right? When we compare, we can see that R cos alpha equal to what? Look for where sin x is. R cos alpha equal to what? You all seen it there? Yeah? Anybody confused? Somebody confused. Are you okay there, right? You all seen that R cos alpha is 2? Joseph? You seen it? You sure? Go ahead, find alpha and then find general solution. Pull it once a day. Why not pull it again? And yesterday. Right, so you can use our cos alpha is 2 and find alpha. And then use the new form to find general solution. Or you can leave board if anybody confused, right? Right, so let's see how we did it. R is the square root of 1 squared plus 2 squared, that's root 5. Then you're going to compare this, you're going to compare the expansion of that. R sine x cos alpha plus R sine alpha cos x is equal to 1 cos x plus 2 sine x. So I can compare 1 is this. R sine alpha is 1. I can find the 2 is R cos alpha. R cos alpha is 2. So we could easily find tan inverse, we could easily find alpha, tan inverse 1 on 2. How much is that in radians? 0.46. Just to show you anything could work, let's work right here. Alpha is cos inverse 2 over R. You can check it in the calculator and you're supposed to get the same thing. Right? Anyone should work. Even sine could work. Right? Anyone could work. So therefore, the answer is root 5 sine x plus 0.46. Right? Now the next one. Part 2. How do we solve 1 cos x plus 2 sine x? Well, this right? The same hand, so we had to use this here. Yeah, 2 basically will get out. We divide everything by cos something, but let's not do that for now. How do we solve that? Well, there's a reason that we wrote this like this. What can I replace this with? What can I replace this with? I can replace this with what we worked out here. So that'll be root 5 sine x plus 0.46. Are you okay with that? I replace this with this. And then question said general solution. Right? Go back to your general solution formula for sine and solve this amount. Go back to your general solution for sine and solve that. You lost it? Are you okay? Next time, Zachary. Okay? What's the name again? Oh, yeah, next need. Oh, you didn't come forward? That's me. Right, the back with general solution inside. Find general solution. Right, so your general solution will be x plus 0.46. What's the formula again? N pi plus minus 1 to the n alpha. And alpha here is what? What is alpha in this case? Right? Sine inverse 0 and root 5, which is? What is sine inverse 0 and root 5? That'll be 0, right? Yeah? It's 0. So x plus 0.46 is n pi. This will give you 0, so you can leave that out. So your general solution for this question is this. Right? The reason why this disappears is because it's multiplying by 0. Right? Remember, you have to move across root 5 and then move across sine, right? So sine inverse, say alpha is sine inverse 0 and root 5, which is 0. So your final answer looks like this. Okay with this, Emma? Copy it down, Lucas, or some help here. What's the smallest value this could be? Think of this first. Huh? 2 minus. Think of what the largest value f could be, and think of what the smallest value f could be. What's the largest value f could be? You found it earlier. Yeah, let me find it here. We wrote this like this. What's the largest value this could be? And what's the smallest value? Minus root 5. So the maximum value is root 5. Now take this and put it in here and tell me which one will make it minimum. If I put positive root 5 in here, work it out. See what you get. Put negative root 5 in here, work it out. And then you might be able to tell me what the minimum value is. Take both, take both, right? Don't assume that the minimum will give you minimum, right? Take both, check it and make sure. Sorry? Root 5 will give you the minimum? Yeah? But I mean, and see, so you working out this and you're working out this.
Yeah.
What's this one? Minus,
Equal.
and this one. Nice. So the minimum value is 2 over. That's the minimum value, right? This one smaller than this. Right? So not all the time the minimum will give you the minimum. In this case, the minimum gave you the biggest value. Anybody confused? Everybody okay? Are you okay, right? Lucas, follow what to do? Sure. Let's go again. Alright, I want to use go harder, slightly harder. Alright, same thing again. Try this fast. You might see this in every year, will you? Push-ups, I didn't give you the identity proof. Alright, I'll find the button. When I find the button. Work out this fast, easy 9 marks. The easiest 9 marks you'll get in tricks. Finish. This video working out going through this boy.
You see the slap. And then he's getting shot.
Yeah, fast boy, yeah, fast. Right, we're working in degrees of radians here. Degrees. Right, I got 10. R is 10. Right, let's compare it here. Right, so I got R sine alpha to be 6.
Actually, it's twice.
How much degrees is that? 6 on 10. Sine inverse 6 on 10 is 30. 36.9, right? So now, f of theta will be equal to 10 sine theta plus 36.9. Last part, general solution. And we're using the general solution for what? General solution for sine, right? So we will get theta plus 36.9 is equal to n pi plus minus 1 to the n sine inverse 2 right? And you're almost done. So you're right, theta is equal to n pi plus what is sine inverse 210? What is sine inverse 210? Can we share? 11.5, and don't forget to minus back the 36.9, right? Any questions, Olia? Any questions? I can make it a little bit harder now. Double Chloe, very good. Sure. Any questions online? So pay attention, if they do give you anything, you work in radians, they just tell you, follow what they tell you, right? Follow what they told. Next one.
Sim, agora eu posso.
Sorry, sir. Sir, while you were answering, the word token, right? Look at it. Yeah, what's up to that?
You see that, right?
I didn't see that.
You see that.
You know what's the earlier? Hello, what's the earlier? Try this next one, please.
No, no. No, man.
How much did I get? I add maximum. I'm okay.
Hurry, turn that please. Huh? Yeah, you're working on radio. Oh, the first one was 2019. The first one I did was 2019.
So you just be examining that.
Same people that examine already.
You need to stop the media. Some money.
Hurry up, I think you're getting one or two more after this. Adam and Zachary, or hurry up, please. Adam, terapkan do you work now? Ready? What's cousin inverse 3 on 5? 0.54. So your answer will be f of theta. F of theta is equal to 5 cos theta plus 0.54. Everybody okay with that? Chloe, you get that? What you didn't get? Check it back yet? Check it back and that's Nathan who said cousin versus 3 on 5. Cousin versus 3 on 5. How much you got? Nathan will go ask what? 0.93. Nathan, what you worked out? Cousin versus what? The guys, same thing. Tan what? Alright, try and redeem yourself here. What's the maximum value, Nathan? Too bad. What's the maximum value? Nathan, you can tell me what's the maximum value, please. Nathan, the thing be somebody, what was the answer earlier? Max value is 5. And what will the minimum value be? I don't know, I mean for part B. What's the minimum value? Plug in both of them and see. What is the minimum value? How much? 1 over? Oh, yeah, I think I read all of it. 1 on 13. Thank you, Chloe. 1 on 13. Nice. Next one, slightly harder, right? Same principle, same concept. Don't get frightened, right? Taking it off, right? Good, you good? Right. Good, and say these are too easy, so you want something a little bit harder. All right. Strike part one, working variance, right? Adam, come na boy. Last question, I'm done. Oh yeah, do that fast. Oh yeah, do that quickly and have the next part in the 50 part. We almost done. We got one more. We done. Come on. Final, but I don't know what I think about the last part. Oh God, be my working area. What is cousin verse 5 and 13? What's cos inverse 5 on 30? Anybody else? 1.18. So the answer I got is 13 sine theta plus. Alright? Here's the part I'm interested in, right? Everybody got that? Right. It's a hence, so you're going to need to use that, right? Wait. Hence or otherwise show that. How are we doing that? Hence or otherwise show that hence or otherwise show that 5 sine theta plus 12 cos theta plus 7 is less than or equal to 20. It's like 3 marks.
So, you know, I should be like,
I'm going to get this up. You get this up. So you have to show that is always going to be less than 20. Right? Again, it looks different, right? But what you have to learn to do is, okay, what do I know? Right? What do I know? I know what is this, right? Five sine theta plus 12 cos theta, and know what that is? Right? So think about how that can help you. They want you to show that when you take that and it is 7, it will always be less than or equal to 20. 3 marks. Like 2 lines are working. Alright, that's where it came up with. Right. So you might recognize that what's the largest value 5 sine theta plus 12 cos theta could be? Right? So the max value it could be 13, right? Therefore, what's the max value this function could be? 13 plus 7 is 20. So that's the maximum value it can be. It cannot exceed 20. That's okay? And then let's just check and see what will happen with the minimum. Sorry. This happened there, boy. The minimum value is minus 13. So that'll be minus 13 plus 7, which is minus 6. Right? So what does that mean? Since the maximum value is 20, it means that this function here, it means that 5 sine theta plus 12. Oh, now. No, I'm not sure. Too much.
Times. So you get some here.
Right? So it means that 5 sine theta by 12 cos theta is always going to be less than or equal to 20. That's okay? And the reason is because its maximum value is 20 and minimum value is minus 6. So it's, sorry, I left out plus 7. Right? So there's nothing to really work out. Nothing to really work out. All you have to do is just say that 5 sine theta plus 12 cos theta, its max value is 13. So when you add it to 7, the max value of the whole function is 20. So it will always be what? Less than or equal to 20. There's a little bit different, so I want you to try it. Well done. Last one, and then we're done, right? Solve for cos theta. Solve for cos theta. Yeah. For cos theta minus 3 sine theta is equal to 2. Solve that. 4 cos theta minus 3 sine theta is equal to 2. You gotta choose it. Solve that. 4 cos theta plus, sorry, minus 3 sine theta is equal to, right? You wouldn't get the best number to do with that one. That's the last thing, and we done. What's that again? For what? Something like that. And working area, right? You have to figure out the form to use. Plus first and a minus sign. Not general solution, that's just some. Actually, you can do general if you want. And I kind of make it up for you.
Soon.
Right. Right. Of the bunch. Right, that's fine.
Are you ready to speak? Great, much love. Great.
Right, so we have a few options. Right, so we have one main option. The main option is r cos theta plus alpha. R is the square root of 4 squared plus 3 squared, which is 5. Then we're going to compare. So we're going to compare it. So I'll just write it right here, right? R cos theta cos alpha. Right, so I have R cos alpha is 4. Alpha is cos inverse 4 and 5. How much is that? How much is this in radians? 0 point. Anybody else? Correct? Right, so you'll end up with 5 cos theta plus 0.64, and they want to solve it equal to 2, so we could find general solution, right? If it wasn't general solution, you're just getting your 2 answers, right? First quadrant and fourth quadrant. But we could find general solution one time. Right, general solution, theta plus 0.64 is equal to, what's the general solution for cos again? Right, and alpha is cos inverse carry across the 5, 2 and 5. Right, what is what cos inverse 2 and 5? 1.16, and then you minus in. Then you minus in 0.6. Right? So if you want, you can write it separately. This plus this minus this minus this minus. Or you can leave it like that. All right? Are you okay with that? So that's the end of tricks. Right? The only type of trick that we didn't do was the one like this, where you have a triangle, like they give you cos theta is 3/5, and you have to find sin theta on it. Right? But we'll do a couple of questions on Monday. We start coordinate geometry. Right? So you only have coordinate geometry and vectors, no longer at all. On Monday, Monday. If you finish early, we can play some balls. All right, online. That's it there. You can log out. I'll see you all on Monday. Please do, right?
Yeah,